stock market's manipulation, environmental disaster, mass unemployment, immigration, open borders, bailouts and derivatives, mass media distraction, war. How are these things connected? To find out, join us at the Grassroots Connection, Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. on WOIC, 1230 a.m.
Everybody knows that the boat is leaking. Everybody knows the captain lied. Everybody got this broken feeling, like their father or their dog just died.
And welcome back to the Grassroots Connection, where we provide the information you need to make an informed decision. And today's one of those days where we're giving out quite a bit of information that may just be relevant enough to save your life. I mean, think about it. You are what you eat. What you take into your body is who you are. And so it's very important for us to understand that what we're taking in is safe. And right now, we're getting information from the FDA, the administration, the EPA, that says that it is fine for us to eat the Gulf seafood. Well, I've got someone who would beg to differ, and they're actually there on the scene. So I'm going to probably take their analysis over the FDA, EPA, and the administration. These people have nothing to lose in telling the truth. So please, I know you're driving, you're trying to get home, but please pay attention to the next few minutes as we go through some of the effects of this core exit on the native inhabitants of the Gulf area. And Lori, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
All right, and just wanted you to kind of go over a little bit more about the independent tests on the blood. I think that's where we stopped, and I had to interrupt you. Please go ahead, finish.
Okay, it's hard to find a doctor right now that will do the testing, especially if they're along the Gulf Coast. The hospitals, the doctors along here have basically been put on a gag order. You have to find doctors that have decided to do this from other places, that have decided to remain anonymous, that haven't been bought and paid for by BP.
Well, yeah, I was reading an article here recently that explained how BP was going around to all the marine biologists and toxicologists paying for their research into the spill, but the only way they would pay for it is if these scientists signed a non-disclosure document, meaning that they would have to keep this information to themselves and not divulge it to the press.
Well, that may work for a while. But my thoughts on the situation are, they're going to start pissing people off.
Well, they've already done that.
And people are going to start talking. Okay? Mm-hmm. Because just because you pay someone doesn't mean they take your voice away.
I agree with you, and I think maybe some of these scientists will have enough integrity to, challenge these gag orders or these non-disclosure agreements in court and get the information out to the people who can use it.
The lab that we're working with did, okay? They received two phone calls, one from the committee that the president has appointed over the spill, okay, along with a top state official from the Marine Resources Division here in Mississippi that were kind of threatening kind of phone calls about how this lab and the people that they were representing was absolutely destroying the seafood industry here in Mississippi. Okay? They are the ones that is destroying the seafood industry.
Isn't it convenient how they put the blame on the people who may be giving the information that we need versus themselves, obviously the people who did it?
I cannot go out and put my pots out to catch crabs, to sell to anyone, because with the way myself and my husband are, and I'm sure many, many other fishermen feel the same way we do, you can't go out there and poison people to make $1.
That's right. I agree.
A life is not worth what little bit of money we would make right now. Crab prices are down to less than 40 cents a pound. You can't run on 40 cents a pound.
That's right. Gas costs more than that.
Yeah, so you go out and you catch all these crabs, and then you have nobody to sell them to. Because hopefully somewhere our screens are going to get through to people.
Well, I'm going to keep on playing it. We're going to take this one and put it on YouTube. We're going to apply pressure. Somebody's going to have to answer. And it certainly won't be because we were quiet or we believed what they were selling, because that's not going to happen. Another question I wanted to kind of change just a little bit, and this one is really important. I understand that you're not feeling well and that there are quite a few others just like you that are, seem to be having symptoms of maybe a little poisoning from this core exit.
Yes. Well, my mother 2 months ago was put in the hospital, and she was diagnosed with pleurisy. Okay, well, within 2 days that she was in there, she absolutely lost her mind. We had went away to Orlando. We all felt fine when we were gone. When we came back, we all started getting sick. It first started with my mother, then myself and my husband and my 10-year-old, along with the guy from the Boston Labs that had come down here to take samples from the beach. We had went down to the beach, and I told my 10-year-old I didn't want him down there. He had rode his bike. I told him I didn't want him down there. I didn't feel that it was safe. I told him to come on home. So we proceed down the beach, and all of a sudden we walk through, not that you've seen anything, but it's like we walk through a acid cloud. Have you ever opened muriatic acid?
Yes, I'm a mechanic, and so I've been exposed to muriatic acid, everything you can possibly imagine.
Okay. Well, when you open the jug, the little mist that comes out of it? Mm-hmm. Well, that's what it smelled like. It smelled like muriatic acid and burnt power steering fluid, and it took your breath.
Wow.
All of a sudden, my feet start burning, my throat starts burning, our eyes start burning, we start coughing. We get home, my 10-year-old is sitting in the room screaming that his throat was on fire. That was Friday evening at around 7 o'clock. Saturday morning, when my husband and Noah woke up, neither one of them could breathe. My 10-year-old has asthma, so I did what I normally do. I gave him his nebulizer and gave him his asthma medicine, and didn't work. So Monday morning, I made him an appointment at the doctor's office. My husband has no medical insurance. So I made an appointment for my son. I took him in, and I asked him at that time, I explained to them what happened, and I asked them to please do VOC testing in heavy metals.
And what did they say to you?
She said, well, there's no need for that. Unless you're exposed to it all the time, there's no need for it. She said, just keep him away from the beach. Well, we live 2 blocks away from it.
What are you supposed to do?
He can't go out. Every time this child goes out of the house, he starts having breathing problems. So that was on Friday. She told me to bring him back on Monday. Saturday morning, the child's nose just starts gushing blood everywhere. He has never had a nosebleed in his 10 years of life, ever had a nosebleed. Monday, I get him up. I take him up to the doctor's. At this point, I'm seeing another doctor.
Right.
I look at the man. with tears in my eyes, and I tell him that I think he is having problems from the spray. What spray? I said, the Corexit that they're using on the oil. I said, I want him tested for VOCs and heavy metals. Well, why, what makes you think that this has happened? I said, look, he was fine. Within 10 minutes of being at that beach, he was screaming that his throat was burning. He can't breathe. His nose is bleeding. He has headaches. So, once again, he says to me, well, I really feel that there's no need for it. At that point, I told him, well, my attorney feels like there's a need.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
That was the last, the last thing I said to the doctor. At that point, I signed papers for the attorney, and the attorney will have the testing done.
How's your son now?
He still can't go outside and play. He's still winded. His throat still burns. Bub and I, both, your throat burns. I have blisters all in my mouth and in the back of my throat. Our eyes have been messed up and blurry. Headaches, body aches. You just feel like every ounce of energy that you have has just been drained from you. My left arm, my hand, my left foot goes completely numb. My joints are starting to get sore and achy. I went to the doctors last week, and I explained to her she lives in a fishing community as well, and I told her about my sinuses and my throat, and she said it's very well the spray.
Well, obviously
they're not offering the testing.
That's insane. I mean, you've got me upset in here.
They're not offering the testing.
This is insane.
There are places that are funded. You just have to be able to get with the right people and the right places. There was one doctor that was doing it, and his information was disclosed, so he's no longer doing it.
Well, that was the physician that was working with Michelle Nix. Am I correct?
Yes.
She's been keeping me posted on Facebook, and before I forget, I want to give out a way that people can reach you, because you've taken pictures. You obviously have evidence of what this stuff is doing to your area, and I'd like people to have the opportunity to see that firsthand.
Okay. I'm on Facebook.
Yes.
And I have some problems with people being able to locate me.
Oh, I know. They don't want people to know.
Exactly. But my name is Lorrie, Lorrie Williams, and I'm in Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
Okay, so that's Lorrie Williams, Lorrie Williams, spells like it sounds, in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And there is thousands of pictures.
Fantastic.
And videos. I have videos on YouTube.
Now, I'm going to ask you, can I take some of those videos and post them on my network page so that people can see them?
You sure can.
My
videos, Denise's videos, Coastal Heritage of Louisiana, their videos have made it all the way around the world.
Fantastic, and we're going to spread them all the way around the Carolinas too.
I'm not going to stop until somebody tells the truth.
Well, we're headed off into a hard break again, so I'm going to hold you over one more time, okay?
Okay, all right.
And let you finish. Hold on.